Hello, this is RyRyZetU here, and this time I'm showing you my first deck profile. I did once before, but I never put it on because it was originally was for a documentary for my media, like how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And showing deck profiles. So I was basically testing out and learning how to make deck profiles around that time. But I'm showing you a brand new, up-to-date WTF, or I call it What the F. I don't really want to swear because I'm not really in the mood today, but this is the deck. Right, let's start off. 2 Watt Pheasant. I like this card because it's basically an XC killer. Basically, when it inflicts battle damage to my opponent, I get to banish one monster on the field. But on the end phase, it comes back. So, if I banish, for example, Wind Up Zen Mains or Gaga Cowboy, just in case I'm like on low life points, I get to banish that XZ material. It loses that material and it comes back with nothing. So that's why it's a really good card. Then I played Triple Giraffe. What Giraffe? This card is quite good if it inflicts battle damage. My opponent can't activate spell traps, or effects, or monster card effects until the end phase of turn. Basically, when it attacks, my opponent basically can't do nothing. So this is why this card I always attack first, so it can protect my other warp monsters to do the other attacking. It's a really good card. I wish this card gets reprinted to be easier for other players. Next is Triple Cobra, one of the main cards in this build, because it does the searching. Basically, this card, when it attacks directly, you can search for one Warp monster. But the funniest thing, if you are out of Warp monsters, you have to do verifies, because it's a mandatory effect. Which is the suckiest thing, but yeah, in total, I run this deck about at least 8 Warp monsters. Then I do double searching for Thunder Seahorse, and the good news, all 3 of these are secret, which is nice. Basically, you ditch this to add 2 of the same Thunder type monster from your deck to your hand, but as the cost, you can't special summon, which I don't really need to in Warps, to be fair, but I like this card, it's really nice. Double Violon Prism. I used to run 3, but I thought 3 was a bit over the top, so I have 1, which I'll show you later, which is in the side. Basically, if this card was sent to the field to the graveyard, I can pay 500 life points to equip it onto a monster. It gains 1000 points until the end of the damage, for damage step only. So, sometimes I'll synchro into Scrap Dragon, then I'll get Violon Prism's effect, equip it onto Scrap Dragon, then I'll use this to blow up. Then for the hand traps, I've got 2 Maxi. Mostly everyone knows what Maxi does. Each time your opponent special summons a monster, you can ditch to draw. And keep drawing till you special summon. 2 Veiler. You ditch this. If your opponent does activate effect monster's effect, you ditch it to negate it. And one of my favourite cards that I got in my collection, a Ghost Rare Italian Honest. You might just see him in there, but very hard to see. It basically looks like a white card. Basically, he's in the final hand trap. If one of my like monsters gets declared or gets attacked, battles or it gets attacked. When you ditch it, it gains the opponent's attacking monster. So if I hit in the blue eyes, it basically gains 3000. But they lose to the difference of the original monster's attack. Then for the spells, I play 1 rank up Byron's Force Astral. Rank up Astral Force, yeah, that's right. Basically, this card is really good for any, at the moment, light builds. Even I heard Ghost Trick play this just for overlaying their arrow card into a Bram. Basically, this card doubles your level. rules up by 2. So, for example, if I went to Starleech Paladino, it evolves into Photon Strike Bouncer, and this is the good thing, I can conduct my draw phase, add this to my hand, but the cost of that, I can only special summon a monster by overlaying from that spell card. So from Photon Strike Bouncer, I go into the final monster, Divine Felgrand Knight. 2-part duality, everyone knows what duality does. You basically look at 3 top cards from your deck, you put one in your hand, the other 2 go back, you can't special summon that turn. 2 messenger apiece. There are 2 different rarities. I've got one that's green rare, and people think these rarities are fake. They're not. You get these in like a children's tournament called a Duelist League, and these are very quite collectible because I don't know why I like this weird color rarity, but I want to get a super rare of this, but I have someone that owns me a Italian one, says Messagiago di Pace, which is basically messenger piece in Italian. But yeah, I want to get that in super rare, so I have 2 in super rare. Basically, neither player with 1,000 or 500, 1,500 attack can't attack. But each of my turns, I have to pay 100. If not, this card gets blown up. And it's an optional effect. Everyone knows what Darkhold does, blows up everything. And it's always good. But sometimes I heard these days people side it for some weird reason. 2 recycling batteries. This is basically the salvage for the deck. Basically, you return 2 Thunder type monsters with 1,500 attack or less from your graveyard back to your hand. I only play the 2. Everyone knows what MST does, destroys a spell and trap card on the field. Photon Lead. This card is good for any light deck which need it. Obviously, Constellars don't need it because they got Pollux and Sombray, but Watts do. So this card basically needs it. Basically, you special summon a level 4 light type monster from your hand. So you can go instant synchro overlay. Now for my traps. Waboku. Everyone might know what Waboku does. Basically, you don't take any damage this turn, and your monsters can't be destroyed by battle, which is good for protecting my Watts. Everyone knows what Magical Cylinder does. Basically, you negate your attack and you inflict the damage equal to that opponent's monster. So if they hit you with a blue eyes, they lose 3,000 points of damage. Threatening roars, or people like to call them T-roars. Sounds like Mr. T roaring at them, but it's not really Mr. T, it's Manticore. Basically, once you activate this, your opponent basically can't attack. There's another card that's similar to this, but I can only activate this on my standby phase, which is Thunder Ruler. During on my opponent's standby phase, I can activate this card. Basically, they can't attack this turn, or conduct their battle phase this turn. Then everyone knows what Mirror Force does when your opponent declares attack, destroy all attack position monsters, and also Torrential Tribute. Oops, sorry. I just woken up today. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. Torrential Tribute, basically, everyone knows what it does. When a monster gets summoned, destroys everything, destroys all monsters on the field. Just give me a sec, I'll sort out the extra deck. Just hold on. I might have to do part 2 for this deck. I don't know why my Hunter's in there. So, if you want, watch part 2 of this about the extra deck with the side deck. Sorry if I took so long. I have just woken up today.